Welcome back to Crossroads, a weekly community affairs program.
Thank you for joining us this morning. I am so delighted and honored and thrilled that we have a very special guest here in the studio with us. Broadway, television, film, music. Girlfriend has done it all. Miss Sheryl Lee Ralph is here with us this morning. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. It's good to be here. A little cold,
Yes.
but it's good.
You are here on a good week. I told you a couple of weeks ago it was minus 26.
I just can't even imagine that. My God, that's cold.
Yeah, that's something beyond cold.
My thought process, you know. In California, in Jamaica, we like to keep it hot.
Yeah.
Warm
yeah.
to hot.
Yeah. Now, you are from the islands.
Yes, Jamaica, West Indies. My mother is a Jamaican woman, so I'm the daughter of an immigrant.
What? Get out of here.
Oh, yeah.
So how did you make your way to Hollywood?
You know something? After I graduated from college, I'm a graduate of Rutgers University, I was chosen to do a tour of duty with the Department of Defense, and I toured around the Pacific Rim, and I ended up in Los Angeles trying to make a transfer back to New York. And I remember getting off the plane and saying, that's it. I'm here, I'm not leaving. I called my dad up and I was like, Daddy, have we got any family in California? He was like, California? Where are you? When are you supposed to be home tomorrow? So anyway, I ended up staying with my long-lost cousin Mabel, who took care of me for quite some time and actually took me to my very first film audition.
Really? And what was that?
Piece of the Action.
Yes! You were Barbara.
Yes, I was.
Piece of the Action. I watch that movie at least once a month. It's starring Sidney Poitier and Bill Cosby.
That's right.
Oh, my God. How did
and James Earl Jones.
Yes,
That's
yes.
right.
And what's her name?
Denise Nicholas.
Denise Nicholas,
That's
yes.
right. Who, believe it or not, is my neighbor.
Get out of here.
Can you believe that? I
No.
grew up to live right next door to her.
Get out of here.
Life is strange, isn't it?
And you played a sassy, streetwise project teenager. Nothing like the person that you are, Barbara. I remember the character because it reminds me of me because I'm from the projects and I'm sassy. So, you know, I could resonate. You know, that resonated with my spirit. But you landed that role and you tore it up.
Thank you, yes. That was the start of it, and it was like, it was so interesting because that was a time where, you know, the buzz was, she's really talented. Too bad we don't have anything else for her to do. And that was, you know, that started quite a struggle with me and Hollywood in making sure that I etched out a place for myself within an industry that could not figure out what to do with me.
And that's the problem. Especially for women of color. We see all these movies coming out and we don't see us. I mean, I haven't seen you in a while. I haven't seen Vanessa Bell Calloway.
But you see Loretta Devine everywhere.
You see her everywhere. I'm like, what is it? Loretta's working it.
Loretta's my good buddy. She was in my wedding and everything. And Loretta said to me one day, she said, Ralph, you know, you're very talented, but you might need to gain some weight.
Because Big Mama roles are in right now. Nobody wants the sexy lady. They want the Big Mama roles. So you went from California and you made your way to Broadway.
Yes.
You, if folks are wondering if this face looks familiar, other than the TV stuff, you were the original dream girl, Dina Jones, the lead character in the movie.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
I met Tom Ian. I was on Broadway doing a musical that was a huge flop. I had it was such a flop. It was about black Jews way ahead of their time in celebrating Rastafarianism, going back from New York, Brooklyn to Jamaica, all of that.
Oh, Lord.
In one musical with the Star of David. Anyway, so that was a flop.
That was busy.
And that was too many things. And there we were in a theater that held 1,600 people. And one afternoon, it was such a flop, there were 16 people in the audience. But one of those people was Tom Ian, who came backstage and said to me, I have an idea for a musical about a girl group, and it's your next job. He told me he had a little card, and he told me to be somewhere on Monday, which was my day off, for auditions. Wow. And that's how I ended up getting Dreamgirls. It was called Project Number 9 at the time, and it turned into Dreamgirls.
And how was that experience? I mean, you know, now looking back, we see the pictures of you guys on Broadway. We see, you know, the home movies that surface on YouTube, clips for those of us who couldn't get to New York at the time. How was it? It looks like it was just a remarkable experience.
Well, Loretta Devine and myself were the first two cast in the project, and we were with it from day one. And it came out of what you call improvisation workshops. You know, we chose other artists to work with. Tom Ian chose people. We had other auditions, and we came together as a group. And through improvisation, we literally wrote the piece.
Really?
We literally brought our talent to it. Sometimes I look at it and I say, "Wow, that would be a great class action suit right there." Because we sold our rights away for $1.
Right.
You know, you're young, you didn't really know, how these things worked, and they took it. And it was $1, and that was the worst dollar I ever got paid.
Oh,
when I look
man.
back and I saw the movie and everything, and how they just ignored us and all, and we created those words. When you heard your words that you wrote up there on the big screen, and you got bupkis for it, absolutely bupkis. So I was like, wow, that was rough.
But you didn't come out. You weren't too vocal about it. I mean, you said a few things, but you never came out and said, this is exactly what happened. These are my words. I wrote this piece, and, I haven't been acknowledged properly for it.
Right.
I mean, I think people need to hear that. Why did you decide not to come out and just be forceful and say exactly what happened?
I don't know. It was just difficult. I mean, I think you live a life and you think that people are going to do good, and you think that maybe people will do right by you, and then, it doesn't happen, or it just gets worse. And then what's hard is when you pave a good road and people want to act like you didn't pave the road, like you didn't build it, like you didn't do it. And it's like, wait a minute, but anyway, sometimes it's just lipstick and lashes underneath the bridge.
Now, you have moved from that, and
Yes.
you were in, a lot of people recognize your face from the television hit show Moesha.
Moesha.
You played Dee,
That's
Moesha's
right.
stepmom.
I will always be a dream girl to some, and then for others, I will always be Moesha Mama.
Not Moesha's
Not
mama.
Moesha's mother, Moesha Mama.
Moesha Mama.
That's right.
Now, how did that come to be?
A friend of mine, Ralph Farquhar, who I had met, believe it or not, as we were kids, on the set of A Piece of the Action.
What?
He grew up to be quite a producer. And he came one day and he said to me, "I've got your next job." And very often my jobs come like that. He said, "I've got your next job." And I was like, okay. He said, "Have you ever heard of Brandy?" And at the time I had not. And he said, "Well, look at this video." And I looked at this video, and there was this bright young girl. He said, "You're going to play her stepmom. It's going to be a big hit." And guess what? He was right.
It was.
That was it.
Oh, my God. And everybody just remembers you, what a stern mom you were, but
a loving, thank you.
Yes, but loving.
Exactly. I think really what happens when you're raising children, especially when it comes to blended families, children want to know what the boundaries are, but they also want to know that you love them.
And you, girl, we love you. And you
Thank
got to stick
you.
around. We've got another segment coming up, so you guys don't go anywhere. More with Miss Sheryl Lee Ralph, the
Thank
original
you.
Dream Girl, right after this.
Girl, it's cold in here.
I know. It is.